All right, what's up, everybody? So for today's video, what I want to do is go over my trades for the week. So we'll go back here and we'll start out at the 4th, which was Monday. And so the trades that I'm going to focus on for this weekly recap are just going to be the Australian dollar US dollar pairs. As you probably can see here, I do trade other assets. The second most traded asset that I trade is Ethereum. So I also trade Ethereum, and I also trade the Euro as well. So Euro USD and GBP JPY, and sometimes even USD JPY. So with that being said, like I said, the strategy that I've back tested, or the pair I should say that I've back tested the most often with this strategy, is the Australian dollar US dollar, and it is the one that I believe is the most profitable for the strategy that I'm using. Okay, so as we can see here, we have my first entry, or first four entries, I should say. So one trade broken up into four trades on Australian dollar US dollar. And so I entered the market there at 7:45, which is 14:45 with this MetaTrader time, which is, I believe, +3 UTC. But let's take a look at this trade here. So you can see this red vertical line. That is where I entered the trade. So that's the hour at least. So, prior to me waking up, first thing I do is I check the hourly charts. And I see here that we had broken above the 200 period moving average, and that we were moving towards an uptrend. Um, so basically, that's what my full trade looks like. But what I see in the market is just that we do have bullish momentum breaking out of the 200 period moving average. So when we go to the pick prior to, um, so this is the 5 minute. This is basically what where I took my entry. So on the 5 minute, we had the 200 period moving average, which you can't see in the picture, but it's spread out um, right here below the 50, or the green moving average right here. And so when that happens, I know that we're in an uptrend. And so I saw here that we were creating some bullish order blocks here. Um, and so I entered in right here off of this bullish engulfing candle, which created a bullish order block. So I entered in there, and as soon as I entered, no drawdown, just went straight up for the most part. So this white horizontal line is my entry. The red line is where I put my stop loss, which is usually always 10 pips away from my entry. And then I target a 1 to 2, so I target 20 pips, which was this next resistance level right here. I ended up taking some of this trade early. Um, I believe what happened was I didn't actually let the trade run. What happened was I let the fourth trade go, and like once it rejected off of here, I didn't take a partial. I just closed the whole trade out. Um, so yeah, because it had broke um, bullish flow, and I just thought maybe it would just start going down. But yeah, it still was. I mean, it's over a 1 to 1 as far as my risk to reward is closer to 1 to 2. I made good money on it, and it was a great way to start my trading week. So the next trade that we're going to go over is the trade I took, and I just want to show the profits there from that trade as well. So we'll go back down here to the fourth. Okay, so the fourth there. Okay, and so now on the fifth, and I actually didn't put these in there, but I did take some losses um, on here as well, and that's something that I actually want to go over. So I did lose the first trade that I took that morning on Australian dollar US dollar. I went long, and the pair pulled back on me, but I ended up re-entering. So I don't have pictures of that losing trade, which I should get for you guys so that you can see that as well. But I'm pretty sure what happened is I ended up getting in too early and on a long. And when you get in too early, sometimes you can mistime the market. But right here is the trade that I do have the pictures of, the trade that I won. And so I entered in here. This is 1649, which is I believe 949. Yeah, so it was kind of late. The market had really died down a bit. It was later than when I normally enter trades. But let's get this picture pulled up. Let's go back. And this is okay. So yeah, this is it here. Okay, so there really isn't much to see here as far as what the hourly candle looked like when I entered. The most important thing is that I realized that we were on an uptrend. You can see here the market is making the waves that it normally makes. But coming off of a downtrend, huge uptrend now, and so this is where we are, where we were. And so yeah, it was a pullback, and then it was a continuation. Okay, so we're creating a higher high. Okay, and we were also trading above the 200 period smooth moving average, which is one of the averages I use to indicate whether or not we're in an up or a downtrend. Okay, and so next here, let's go to the 5-minute. Okay, so right here on the 5-minute, this shows my entry. That white line, white horizontal line, shows my entry point, and I entered right here off of this bullish engulfing candle. And so as soon as it closed, I went ahead, put in my entry, put my stop loss 10 pips away, and voila, I made the money. So that's what these green lines are, is where I had my take profits set. So yeah, it was a nice, beautiful trade. I'm not going to do the trade that I took on the 6th, because I put a video up about it a couple of days ago. And then the last trade that I took today, so today was NFP. And I don't recommend new traders trade NFP. Is risky. The way I normally trade it is I kind of don't really trade it. I either trade before news, so I trade that time period after London session and pre-market New York session. So there is volatility in the market during that time, and a lot of the times what you could see happen is you could see where NFP may go, if that makes sense. So that's what I caught this morning. But let's see. So I'm gonna go down here to the 8th. Okay. So with the 8th, okay, so like I said before, it was NFP. I'll go ahead and pull up the pictures here. And that's not it. That's not it either. I hope I didn't delete the pic. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is the trade I took this morning. Okay, so this actually was a really great setup. So you can see here on the hourly, I woke up this morning and we've been on this uptrend for this week. And, of course, we're above the 200 period moving average. So I saw here that, what I was thinking last night, I always look at the charts late at night to kind of think what I want to prep my mind for seeing in the morning. And basically I was like, okay, well, the only way I will enter this trade is if we reject it off of the 200 and then we started making some moves up. So basically that's what happened. I woke up this morning and I saw that we were in a retracement from this huge uptrend. Okay, and so basically that's where I took my entry on this red candle, and this is very significant. This is where I have high probability setups. It's probably my highest probability setup trade. So we're on the hourly, the highest time, well, a high time frame, not the highest one, but my three moving averages, the 21, the 50, and the 200, they're all lined up and they're pointing up. So that's great. And then also we have a divergence here as well. So we have a break and a retest, which is denoted by these wicks. So we were retesting off of a support line, and we were retesting off of the 21 smooth moving average. On our RSI, we were above 50, and also there was a bullish hidden divergence in here. Okay, and so basically what that means is that right here on the chart, so this was a pullback in an uptrend. So right here on the chart, we were making, as you can see, we made a higher high, but I mean a higher low. But right here on the RSI is right there at 50. However, right here on this pullback, you can see we made a higher high. So that means that right here it should be higher, but instead is lower. So when that happens, it means that we're more oversold in an area where there was already a lot of buying pressure. Okay, and so that means the market is just going to continue, and that's what a hidden divergence is a continuation of a trend. And so that's what we had play out right here, and you can see I have my take profit set. And the way I did this trade is I did take partials. I finally figured out how to do that in MetaTrader 4. Okay, so I took partials on the on the fourth trade that I took. So one of them that I just let it run once I got my goal of $300 a day. I took that out and then just let the remainder of the trade run. And it was NFP, so it shot up, and I thought maybe we could target the next level. So I held on for a while, and then I moved my stop loss right there to this resistance line that became support, and I just held it until it broke back down below that level and hit my stop loss. But that's it, you guys. It was a really great trading week for me. I think this is the best trading week I've had so far. What I want to do here is just pull up my weekly here. So October 4th until today, or this week. So as you can see there, that's what it's been looking like for me this week. I only lost one trade. Some of these smaller trades within my larger trades I did break even on. Some of them, but I've won all of my trades except one this week, which is awesome. And so that's my profit, 1505. So great trading week all around. I look forward to seeing how well I can do in the following weeks. So stay tuned.